I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. And like I said, we have so much to talk about. So I'm going to dive right in and start exactly on time because I just want to thank you all for being here tonight. I'm Melissa Kathryn. I'm your host this evening of the MK Show. So this is another episode of Healthy Happy Hour. And what this is about tonight, we are talking about how to get your dream body in 2016 without crazy diets. So the struggle really stops here. What I want you to know is in this class, what you're going to learn is first off, we're going to start off with the real reason you've been struggling to lose weight. And it has nothing to do with what you're eating and how you're exercising. And I will get into that in more detail. We're going to identify health foods that are actually making you fat. And then also the ones that are the health foods or foods in general that you might not even be aware of that are really optimal to help you to lose weight and how to use them and how to make them work for your body. You're also going to receive tools to set you up for weight loss success. So this is really about ending self-sabotage and learning how the right fitness program can give you guaranteed results in 45 days or less. And this is really, really huge. So we're going to dive into all of these things. And the very last thing, and we know how big I am on mindset because, you know, I do hypnotherapy and energy work, but you're going to discover weight loss mindset techniques to curb cravings, especially sugar cravings, which I know are at an all-time high right now coming off of the new year, right? So it's like we just had an influx, like an injection of mad sugar around us all the time, right? And then we're trying to get back and get that out of our bodies. And that's where January, we want to keep these things going, you guys, because New Year's resolutions, did you know that the day after New Year's is the #1 largest day of attendance in the gym? Did you also know that by the middle of January, that drops off by 82%? 82%. That's crazy. And then it picks back up because March is the other time where people start to notice, okay, warm weather, vacations are coming around, and then they want to get back into the gym before summer. My goal and objective for you guys is not only to lose weight without dieting and being in this constant space of losing the weight, gaining it back, losing the weight, gaining it back, sabotaging yourself and finding yourself in this place where you don't even trust yourself, right? That's what we want to end. What I want for you is to actually experience weight loss with ease, which is amazing. And this is what my clients experience. And to be in that place, not only where you lose the weight, but you're literally in a space where you feel great all year long without freaking out when a vacation's coming or a wedding or a reunion or a family gathering or anything. You're seeing friends you haven't seen where you just feel and look your best year round. That's what we should all have. You know my tagline, why be fine when we deserve fabulous, right? So and get your dream body in 2016 without crazy diets. The struggle stops here. Here's the thing, you guys, the purpose of tonight's call is what I just said. So if you've been sitting there and you've been going back and forth and you've been scanning the internet, you know, you came off of, before New Year's even hit, you were already weighing, you know, you saw yourself on the scale, you're going, I can't believe I did this. And then you're looking at what programs you should do. What detoxes, what cleanses, what challenges. And the #1 thing that I see that happens all the time is people sign up and it's a 3-week, a 4-week, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 120 days. It's a 3-month program, what have you. And you do great. You see the results. You do an elimination diet, right? You cut out everything. You feel good. And then what happens is you take that away. The challenge is done. The program's done. And there you are, and you're right back to where you started. And then you've gained the weight back. And then it's feeling bad and like you failed again because you weren't able to keep the weight off, right? Has anybody been there? I know I had been numerous times. It was like a game that I would play with myself, a really awful, mean game. And that's what we don't want. And all that does is really wreak havoc on your metabolism. And it makes it really hard to lose the weight. So we want to get you in a different space, and I'm going to teach you how to do that tonight. So who am I and why am I even here? Those of you that don't know me, I'm Melissa Kathryn. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. I am an emotional eating expert and weight loss expert, as well as a fitness expert. A lot of experts here. My background, which I can go into, I'm also a hypnotherapist and a Reiki practitioner. And I'm an international best-selling author of Eat Right for Your Archetype, The Modern Woman's Guide to Lasting Weight Loss and Food Freedom Without Dieting. And that will be out on March 9th. But essentially, who am I? I'm somebody that struggled for a really long time, that did not like herself at all. I never saw this face in the mirror. I saw, I get choked up talking about this actually, because it breaks my heart a bit. Because I spent a lot of years not liking myself and really making life hard and really making it a struggle. And when my life was really quite beautiful. So if you can relate to that, if you look around and think, I have everything, why aren't I happy? You know, I have everything. Why is it that I just can't lose this weight? You know, why am I still struggling? Why is this my one thing that I can't seem to conquer? And, you know, I still say I'm a recovering perfectionist. My perfectionist definitely comes out. But I didn't like myself. It started at a really young age. And you know, people influence the way that you believe about yourself. And that can come from your mom. It can come from teachers. It can come from your siblings. It can come from friends. It could just be you comparing yourself to what society thinks. It doesn't need to be a big trauma, but it can be enough for you to feel less than and to create limiting beliefs. And my limiting belief was, I'm not enough. I'm not deserving. And I'm unworthy of the things that I really want. And at a really young age, I stopped using my voice. And as I got older, I didn't see the person that I wanted to be. And my inner critic came out. And, you know, those of you that know my story, I moved to New York City to be an actress. I had a lot of opportunities to pursue that. And I just didn't believe in myself. I had relationships that didn't last because of that. And because I wasn't happy with me, I wasn't happy with them. You know, it went on. I didn't ask for raises. It shows up in a multitude of ways and it manifests itself. And finally I just said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And I went from an emotional eater, that connection started for me at a really young age. I sought out food for comfort because I didn't know how to express what I was feeling. And I felt like something was wrong with me. And so what I did, then I went to dieting. And so then I became an extreme dieter and I lived in a prison. And it sucked. It was so not fun at all. So if you can relate to that, I judged everything I ate. I had calories for everything going on in my mind. If I didn't make it to the gym, I was in a bad mood. I wanted people to conform to me. I wasn't present to anything. And it goes on. And I did a number on my body. And, you know, I had to heal a lot. I stood on stage, I won Best Body, and I gained all the weight back in 6 months because I never healed what was on the inside. And that is my specialty. I am known for getting people unblocked. I am highly empathic and intuitive, and I relate to basically a multitude of stories because mine is so vast. And I am able to see where you want to go. And I also know what's keeping you stuck. And it's really been a gift. I thought it was a curse for a long time, and it's truly a gift. And it makes me fantastic at my job. And so that being said, let's get to you and let's get you to where you want to be. And let's rock that dream body because, ladies, you deserve that. You deserve to be seen. It's my mission to light that light within you so that you shine so bright that you cannot be ignored, because that is what you deserve. Okay, so that is my purpose of tonight's call. That is who I am. Check out my website, Melissa Kathryn. That's my email. Check out my website, melissakathryn.com. There's tons of resources, additional webinars and videos, and on a lot of different topics, recipes, and more. Okay, so that's more about me. And what I really want to say and bring to your attention is what we want to go through tonight is what is the real reason you struggle to lose weight? Because you guys, it has nothing to do with your food and with what you're eating and how you're exercising. To some degree, yes. But the reason why you're eating, it's not just, oh, okay, if I could just control myself, if I just had willpower, it has nothing to do with that. There is no such thing as willpower. You trying to avoid foods is literally telling your subconscious mind to go after and do the very thing that you're saying that you don't want to do. By you telling yourself constantly to avoid food, to say, okay, peanut butter's off limits, chocolate's off limits, chips are off limits, pizza's off limits. Do you want to know what happens? You are driving yourself to the refrigerator to a pint of ice cream and to eating the entire thing, right? What we resist persists. Because when you're trying to diet, did you ever notice that you're obsessed with food? You eat one meal and you can't wait to eat the next one. You literally counting the seconds and you finish it and then you're like, when can I eat again? Okay, so I'm allowed to have a snack at this time. So the real reason you struggle to lose weight is because, one, you're dieting. And diets are a Band-Aid. And they have nothing to do with you actually being connected to your body whatsoever, which is the #1 reason why I see that women fail at dieting, because they are not connected to their own bodies. They stopped listening to what their bodies want. They're not kind to themselves. They don't check in. They don't know what activities they like. They don't know what fitness they like, right? They don't even know what foods make them feel a certain way. And when I say they, if you're relating, right, and Kay, you're saying you're relating to this, that's because of that, right? So I want you to see that whatever got you disconnected from your body, meaning I didn't like my body because I was angry at it. I didn't understand why I couldn't look like other people. I didn't understand why I had the thighs I had. I didn't like having a bigger butt. I tied a sweater around my waist, I think, for a decade straight. It did not matter if it was like 100 degrees out. I looked like a complete ass. I laugh at the word asshole, but I think I looked like an asshole. Like, I walked on the beach wearing an anorak, or whatever you want to call those things. I call them like an anorak, like a pullover, on the beach. It was like 95 degrees. Talk about calling attention to yourself. I would go in the water with like full-on shorts on. It was absurd. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin. It didn't matter what anybody said, or if somebody was giving me a compliment, I was like, oh, they're looking me up and down. They must think I'm fat. Oh my God. It wrecked days, years of my life, holidays. I was not present, right? I was like consumed by food. Am I going to eat? I don't know. Like circling the kitchen, you know? And so there were so many things. So getting back to this, when we're talking about connection, I didn't like myself. I work with a lot of women, and if they've had children, if they've had an illness, if they've been overweight, or even if they haven't, whatever it is, there's no connection to their body. There's just anger. And what that means is you are pushing your body to get a result. You're not working with your body at all. That means that you're getting dressed in the morning. You're not even acknowledging yourself. Do you look at yourself in the mirror when you get dressed in the morning? Do you look at yourself naked? When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you acknowledged yourself and the beauty of the person that you are? I always say a mantra: I love myself, I love my body, I'm perfect exactly as I am, I love and accept myself, right? It does not mean that I'm settling for less. It simply means that I'm embracing who I am, and I'm having faith in where I'm going, right? I have faith. You do not have to accept and settle and just say, oh, okay, well, this is my body. Again, my tagline is, why be fine when we deserve fabulous? I don't want to be fine. I want I want people to come up to me and be like, what are you doing? You look amazing. I don't want them to be like, oh, you know, I kind of want to lose weight. Why? You look fine. You're fine. Fine is like, I'm okay. I don't want to feel okay. I don't want my sex life to be okay. I don't want my marriage to be okay. I don't want my happiness to be like just okay. I don't want my career to be just okay. I want everything to be amazing because I deserve that, as do you, right? So when we're talking about the real reason you struggle to lose weight, it's not about food and it's not about exercise. There is something that is blocking you. And the first thing that needs to happen is you need to connect to yourself. You need to get to know you. You need to find out, who is she, right? There is your little girl inside of you who got hurt from whatever, who is still upset, who's still sitting there going, pay attention to me. When did you stop liking me? When did you stop? You need to talk to her. Find out what she needs. Get to know you, right? Get to know, what movements does your body like? What foods do you like? So whatever diet you're trying to fit yourself into a diet that worked for somebody else that wrote a book about it, right? Like South Beach worked great for somebody, great. And I love that it's trying to help people. And but it's not going to fit every person. So I have some clients that do great on high fat diets. I have others that need carbohydrates and they do great on high carb diets, right? I have others that it's just all high protein. We have to get to know what's going on for your body, and only you can do that, right? And it's not about just taking everything out. And this is a mistake that people make. They go on an elimination diet. It drives me crazy because you take everything out, you're feeling better, but you don't actually know what wasn't working. And then what happens is, and people do this with carbs. Oh, I took bread out of my diet. I've taken all carbs out. I'm this, right? Well, and then they go, yeah, and now when I eat it, oh my God, I'm just in so much pain. I feel awful inside. I know that it just doesn't work. What actually happened is that you have stopped, you took out an entire food group. Your body stopped producing the enzyme to break down that food. So when you reintroduce a foreign food, your body is insanely smart. It's going, oh my God, we don't know what to do with this. Wait, quick, hurry up. Create the enzyme to break this food down. So then your body's working overtime, right? And then that's where gas, indigestion, weight gain, bloating, it all comes from. Don't take out foods if you don't have to. If you don't have an allergy, why take them out? It also leads to binging, right? Now, again, if you have an allergy, obviously I support that, but I just want to give you an example here of connectivity to yourself. So what else happens? The real reason why we struggle to lose weight, it's we're not connected to our bodies. We don't trust ourselves and we don't trust our own decisions. That's a problem. You're giving your power away to a book or a magazine article or to a YouTube video, right? You have to get to know yourself and be your own best friend, be your own health advocate. And I tell everybody that they need to be a queen of their own life. What does a queen do? A queen doesn't eat like a pauper. She eats like a queen. She eats high quality food, optimal for her health. She dresses beautifully. She embodies it. She owns herself. She owns her self-worth. She's not putting herself down, right? Embody the queen that you are. Start living that way and people will respond to you that way, and you'll start embodying that and you'll respond to yourself that way. Order what makes you feel good, not what you don't want to make other people uncomfortable and ask for what you really want. No, I want you to make people uncomfortable. I want you to ask for what you want. It's by you hiding your voice that's making you stuff food in place of it, right? So what happens when we're on a diet is we eat more, we deprive, we obsess, we beat ourselves down until we pushed ourselves into the refrigerator with a tub of ice cream, which I said. We stop. I want you to stop avoiding. I want you to stop depriving. I want you to stop hiding behind what it means to lose weight, because it's not about your weight. You're hiding from yourself. You're hiding from the woman that is craving to be seen within you, to live a dream, to have big love, whatever it may be. But you are getting something from staying stuck. If you've been in a cycle of yo-yo dieting, there is something that you gained from it. Because if you're losing weight and then self-sabotaging, losing weight and then self-sabotaging, losing weight and then self-sabotaging, i.e., you lose weight, you've worked really hard, you start to notice, you're like, I look good. I look really good. And then you go out to dinner, and like I said, you sit there and you're like, I deserve some cheesecake. I deserve this. Yeah, I look good. I lost weight. I've worked hard for this. And then all of a sudden you have the cheesecake. And then what happens? Then you skip a workout. And then all of a sudden, everything that you did to get to where you are, 2 weeks, 3 weeks goes by, and there you are again, and you've actually gained more weight than the few pounds you lost. And then you make yourself feel like a failure. And it's another way for you to beat yourself down. That is insanity. The definition of repeating something and expecting it to change, right? Expecting a different result, right? So, but you're getting something from it. And I say this because I did this. I hid from pursuing being an entrepreneur because I was scared out of my mind. I used to be a fashion designer. What? Right? Now I'm I do and have these online programs, and I'm a speaker and an author, and I'm doing all of these incredible things that I love, but I have to constantly put myself out there in the most vulnerable of ways, be really uncomfortable. I'm usually uncomfortable about every day doing something new. And it's scary and it's awesome, right? It's like, but enough about that. My point in telling you this is I was hiding. So what did I do? I hid in the yo-yo cycle, because if I had to fixate on losing weight, well, then I had something I was working out until I lost the weight. I needed to lose the weight first, then I could focus on that. It's like, I need to lose the weight, then I'll look for the man of my dreams. I need to lose weight, then I'll go after that career I've really been wanting. Or I'll ask for this, or I'll ask for that, right? No, you need to do it now. You need to recognize, why are you stuck in a pattern? I hope this is resonating with you guys. If it is, definitely put it in the chat box, okay? So, okay, I see tears. And I hope that I can help you with this tonight. So, and I'll give you some tools for that. Okay. So, that is what's going on, and that is why you're not losing weight. So it's keeping you from taking action towards whatever's scaring you. So you guys, right now, I want you to take a pen and paper, and I want you to think about who you would be, right? Who would you be if you had your dream body? What would be different, right? What would be different? Thank you, Joan. Okay? What would be different? Because whatever you think you're going to do when you lose the weight, I can tell you right now, getting that weight off, yeah, you'll feel good. But whatever you're not addressing in your life, it's still going to be there, right? So really, really understand that. And I'm getting chills all over my body as I'm saying this to you, which means I know this is resonating. So really take time, just think about that. There is something that you're getting from staying stuck. What is it? Right? And at the end of this, I'm also going to take you through an exercise to help you. So if you're sitting there and you're not really sure, just know that I'll help you with this, okay? So what I also wanted to tell you guys is that many people take it, so when we're getting into the next step here, right? So I know I have chills. Tara, I have chills all over. And that's when I always know. So I get different hits. And yes, so I'm really glad that this is speaking to everybody. That makes me really, really feel very grateful. So here's the thing, healthy foods. So when we're talking about what are the healthy foods that you're eating that are actually keeping the weight on, and what are the ones that really help you to lose weight? So this is something I want to talk about. And so we went into a deeper scope in the beginning. And so we're going to kind of go in and out a bit. I like to give actionable tips. And I also like to really give you breakthroughs and ahas, because that is the way to help you move forward, right? What doesn't help you move forward is just getting a lot of ahas. And then you're like, great, now what, right? It's like, that was amazing. I have all this awareness. What do I do with it, right? I love ahas, but I hate when I just sit there with like a journal of ahas and I'm like, somebody help me now, right? So I like to give you ahas, and then I want to give you actionable steps. So let's get really clear. So like I said, obviously mindset is huge. I do so much of the work that I do is mindset. I had a client just earlier tonight and she's like, I signed up with you for weight loss, and now that's like the least of the things that I really care about, because she filled up so much of her life that she's so happy now. Her relationship with her husband has, and I'll say, I'm not gonna say her name. I'll give her a different name. What's her name gonna be? Her name's gonna be Stephanie. But because I didn't ask her if I could share this before. So, but what's beautiful, and it's a huge celebration for her. She's been with me 2 months. She's in my group program. And when I say this woman did not want to sign up, right? Like her husband is who told her, he heard me on a podcast and was like, I think you'd really like this girl. And we had like 5 conversations and I was like, I'd love to have you, but I'm not about like forcing people into anything. I know what this program will do for you in your life, and it's everything you're saying that you want. And so now, where is she? She's lost weight. She eats uninterrupted. She's totally into like mindful eating. She feels good in her body. She's dancing every morning for 30 minutes, like getting up and dancing. Before she was like, I'm not even really doing anything. And now she's like, what else can I do? She started adding in weights. This relationship with her husband has like completely blossomed. They now go on these date nights. She asked for a 6-month sabbatical from work. So I always tell people that when you up level in weight loss, when you start saying, I want more in my life, right? Then everything changes, because the universe hears you. Source hears you, whatever you believe in. God, I believe in God, right? So I'll just say source for the purposes of this. But it hears you. The universe steps up and says, you want more? We're gonna give you more. What else do you want? And it's really, really incredible. So I just share that with you because I want you to know that you're on this call tonight. That's awesome, because what that means is you're saying, I want more. I want my body. I want my body in 2016. I want more. What else does that mean? That means everything in your life is going to up level, right? Like this person, I'll call Stephanie. She was like, Melissa, that's so crazy that you said that, because I do want more. I expect more out of people, and they're stepping up, and I'm wanting more out of life. And she's just signing up for classes and like all of these incredible things. And weight loss doesn't matter to her anymore. And it's just happening with ease. And why doesn't it matter? Because she's filled up those areas, those pieces of pie in her life that weren't full. And instead of putting all of her attention on weight, she started making her life as beautiful as it is, as it already was, and she just added to it. So I want you guys to see that, because that's so possible. She's really literally worked with me for 8 weeks. She's in my group program. This can be for you too, right? And it's not about the group, right? I just want you to see what's possible. And this is from somebody that like literally I don't even want to be in your group, but she kept coming back for phone calls. And I was like, do you? And here she is, right? So that's what's possible. And it's so cool how quickly everything can shift. Okay, so let's get into the healthy foods. So you guys, there's certain healthy foods. One thing that I really, really want to make clear is that, and I'll get to your questions, I do see them, is that there are health foods. I know everybody talks about healthy fat. Go crazy with healthy fat. You guys, healthy fat is still healthy fat. Chips are still chips. I do not care if they're baked, right? They're still chips. A vegan brownie is still a brownie. Still a brownie. Does not matter. Organic, anything is still whatever it is. It does not mean that it's calorie free. Tofu, soy, all of these vegan restaurants where people, that is like the number one thing that I want to tell you about. Those restaurants, a soybean is not meant to taste like pork. It is deep fried tofu is still tofu, or it's still deep fried, right? Like, please hear me. So when you guys, all of these different things, like when you're going, the other one is sushi. This one kills me too. Everybody thinks sushi is really good for you. If you actually took the rice off of the rolls, you'd be eating about one, depending on how many rolls, if you, of one like 6-piece roll, it's about 1.5 cups of white rice, 1.5 cups. Now, most people, the average person orders 2 to 3 rolls per person. So that means that you're having upwards of 5 to 6 cups of rice on top of whatever the sushi is. Now, the thing with sushi, everybody thinks it's a health food, and they're like, I want to go light tonight. People always say this to me. And even like my family's like, well, Mel, you're coming home, we'll eat light. We're going to go for sushi. Well, we end up going for sushi, and they order the deep fried rolls that has like queso and eel sauce, which is essentially, eel sauce is pure sugar. Queso is pure fat and sugar, right? And then a lot of them are deep fried with tempura and other things. Not healthy. And people think they're going for this light meal. In essence, they actually end up eating more, and you're walking out of a sushi dinner eating anywhere from 1,200 to 1,500 calories, which is about what your daily intake is, right? So unless now, what is the best way to eat sushi? Go for clean rolls, opt for brown rice, because brown rice is a good food for weight loss. And go clean. Don't do the deep fried. Don't do a ton of sauces. Go low sodium soy. Use ginger, right? Use the wasabi, and start off with a salad or an edamame, miso soup, right? Those are things that are helpful. So I just want you to see here, there's context around these things. Dried fruit, no fuego, guys. Like if you're eating a lot of dried fruit, you might as well eat a Snickers bar, right? It's honestly like same sugar count. No, just because it's dried fruit, it is not that much better for you. It's really just condensed, okay? So all of those big things, like you go into Trader Joe's and it's like, I've got mango strips. Like it's literally, you are eating pure sugar. It is, you are not gonna be satisfied, and you're gonna want sugar all day long, okay? So dried fruits. Am I saying, so I just saw something about deprivation, and I just wanna address Carrie, Melissa's methods have no deprivation. Yeah, I'm not about I don't believe in deprivation, and I don't believe in diets, because all it leads to is binging. And trust me, I know that because I used to be a binger. Good times. I even used to binge on health foods. Who does that? I did. I used to like binge on like protein bars. Like how, I mean, right? Like I think I'm the only person that's like, I'm gonna binge on a few 100-calorie brownies. But that's what happens, like those little 100-calorie packs. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna have 10 100-calorie packs. Has anybody done that? Because I would do that. And yeah, you might as well have just had the actual full fat cookie you wanted. So Hashimoto's and thyroiditis, I can't speak. I will speak to that, Letty. Okay, so other things that I wanna go through. Eating fruits at night, especially bananas, mango, dark cherries, things like that before you go to bed, it's not helping with weight loss. It is sugar. And what that is those are, you guys, those are carbs. You want to think of your body as you're an animal by nature. It's like fueling a car. You are not going to just feed, you know, you're not going to have, okay, think about it this way. When people are going to run a marathon, they have a big thing of trail mix on them. They eat this carb-loaded breakfast, right? Because they're gonna go run and burn it off for hours and miles. They're going hiking, they're doing this. If you are not doing that, then why are you eating those same foods at night when you're about to go to bed? It's just asking. It's a recipe for weight gain, not helping you. Coffee drinks, all of these like lattes. I'm sorry, but if you're doing a latte, you're ingesting anywhere from 330 to 680 calories, right? I mean, and this is not a giant latte. So pay attention to your coffee drinks and the whipped creams and the syrups. Tuna salad, chicken salad, shrimp salad, not ideal. I know that they have the word salad in them, but you guys, honestly, the mayo, the different things, unless you're making it on your own, I would not trust these in other places unless, and again, maybe if you're getting it from a health food store and they're really being honest about what they're putting in it. Wraps. People love wraps. What you're really doing is taking a full piece of bread. I just want you guys to know this, and you're smushing it. And you're smushing like multiple pieces to make one wrap. So wraps are another one that just end up, and generally the average wrap is like this big. It's like something like 16. I don't know the full measurements, but it's a huge wrap. That's why like they fold it in, and then at the end you have this huge amount that's left. Generally those alone can range from 250 to 500 calories. That's just in your wrap, right? So I want you to pay attention to those things. Healthy fats. People have gotten a bit carried away with those. You have to eat fat to lose fat, but you don't want to eat an overabundance of fat where you're sitting there. So an example of this would be, and I get this a lot, people make smoothies. Like I just helped my friend Julie with this. And she was like, Melissa, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm trying to lose weight. I don't understand. I was told that I should eat all these fats and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just try it my way for like 2 weeks and just let me know how you do. But I'm like, Julie, the biggest thing that I see is you're making this gorgeous smoothie in the morning. And I get that it's got all these beautiful superfoods, but you've got about 6 sources of fat. You've got avocado, coconut oil, hemp seeds, a little bit of like granola, nut butter. Like we were like going to town, right? And you like with all of that, I mean, her smoothie alone was about, and I mean, I'm just using calorie context just to give you guys an idea. Her smoothie alone was gonna be anywhere from about 700 to 1,000. And you're not measuring that stuff. You have no idea, right? So you put all of that in, that's a lot. We really only need about 15 grams of fat, right, per meal. And so right there, she was getting her full day's worth or even 2 days, right? So when she started taking it out, she's like, oh my God, Melissa, you know, I'm losing weight, I'm losing body fat. And that's another thing that we'll talk about. So I just want you guys to see, you want to pay attention, how many sources of fat are in your foods, right? Are you sitting there and your salad has avocado, cheese, nuts, and salad dressing and egg? Because that's a lot. And that can just be a simple thing where you just break it down to 2 or 3 sources of fat. 1 to 3 sources of fat makes a big difference. You do not need to sacrifice taste, but let's be honest here, when you're eating a big bowl of salad, can you really taste all that stuff anyway? No, you just end up crunching on everything and it gets masked by the dressing. So do you need it all? No, you don't. Right? So just start to play with things. Have fun with this. Dates, figs, pay attention to those. Now, listen, I love figs. But dates literally are like a Snickers. So don't go and pop like 6 dates, right? Because that's your sugar if you're not burning it off. And again, if you're not a triathlete, most people aren't going to burn off 5 dates, right? It's so much sugar. Anything that is, your body can only burn off 24 grams of sugar that isn't other than what's already being naturally burned in your body, right? So that's outside of what's actually naturally being burned. That's not very much. So really pay attention to your sugars, because that is what's putting the weight on, and that is what is being stored as fat. So if you are not highly active, which the average American is truly sedentary. And that is the average person. That's like, even if you're working out daily 30 minutes a day, that is considered sedentary, okay? Whole wheat bread, that's another that is another, and just, there are very few whole wheat bread sources that are pure whole wheat that do not have tons of hidden sugar in them. So that's a health food that I watch on all. I'm an Ezekiel bread person, or I'm generally an Ezekiel bread person. Applesauce, any of those, you always want to go for unsweetened yogurts. You do not want fruit on the bottom, and you do not want sweetened with fruit. Sweeten it yourself. Add in some honey. Agave is another health food that is not a health food, okay? Stevia or honey, that is what you want to go for, or monk fruit even. Like I talked about, trail mixes, baked fries, baked chips, no go. All right, what are some of my favorite, really favorite health foods? I love grapefruit. I love all berries. I love black beans. I love kidney beans. Jicama is my all-time favorite. I have an obsession with jicama. It tastes great with guacamole. It tastes great with hummus. It's refreshing. It is a root vegetable that kind of tastes like a not as sweet apple. It's not for everybody, but it's so good for you. It's low in calories. It's fantastic. You guys, if you're not eating squashes, if you're not eating pumpkin, you're not eating sweet potatoes, you guys need to make those like your best friend. Most importantly, squashes and pumpkin. They are great carbohydrates to have in your diet to keep you fuller longer. I put pumpkin in my oatmeal. I put pumpkin in my smoothies. I bake with pumpkin. It's amazing. Kabocha squash, you can literally bake it and eat the skin. It's fantastic. It tastes like butter. So good. Just cut it, slice it, bake it, put a little bit of coconut oil over it, a little cinnamon. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Coconut oil, the only fat that's not stored as energy or not stored as fat in the body and burned off as energy. Love brown rice. Avocados within reason. If you are sitting there stuffing down an avocado to 2 a day, check in with yourself. Do you need that much? Salmon, amazing. Cucumbers, green tea, lentils, beans in general, high in fiber. Fiber is fantastic. The more fiber you can have, the fuller that you will feel, right? The less sugar cravings you'll have. So you guys, a healthy diet does not always equal a fat loss diet. This is a really important point. Why? Because just because you're eating healthy foods does not mean it's helping you to lose weight. You could be starving your metabolism. Just because you're full doesn't mean that you fed your metabolism to make it a fat burning machine. There is a big difference between weight loss and fat loss. I aim for my clients to achieve weight loss. Joe, I love me some jicama, cayenne pepper, and lime juice. Girl, you are speaking to my heart. I wish you could send me some right now because I would pick it up and eat it right now because I really want some. Okay, I'm getting hungry. All right, so I'm going to focus. Okay, I've got a lot more to go here. All right, so what I'm going to get back to my fat loss. You guys, I really want you to focus on fat loss. Fat loss is inches. Fat loss is not the number on the scale. What is fat loss? Fat loss means you're keeping lean muscle. And you're not, what happens with fad diets, what happens with those crazy detoxes and cleanses that everybody's doing, and why I'm an advocate for clean eating, it's because clean eating means I'm cleansing my body 365 days out of the year. I do not need to go on some crazy cleanse. I do not need to detox because my body is naturally doing that, right? What else does that mean? That means I'm giving my body optimal fuel at all times. I'm eating nutrient dense. What else does that mean? I am also eating in a way that is fueling my metabolism, which means I'm not starving it. When you are depriving yourself and you are in a literally sitting at a calorie deficit, meaning under 1,200 calories, I don't know where you guys are at, but 1,200 calories or less, you're sitting at a calorie deficit and you're eating quote unquote diet foods and eating things that are so low in calories, you guys, that means you are starving your metabolism, which means your body is harboring fat. So if you are struggling to lose weight, check in with yourself because that is not the way to go about this. You are not fueling your body with what you need to really get the weight off and keep it off. What you are doing is and you're actually losing muscle mass. So that's when you get a flat butt. You know that skinny fat look? That's not what we want, you guys. Desk butt is not pretty. It's just not pretty. Like when your butt starts seeping in the back of your thighs, not pretty, right? We don't want that. And I know I actually did a video on how to lift your booty. So if any of you guys want that, go to my website. But on to other things. So I really want you guys to pay attention to that. There are plenty of healthy foods that may not be and may not help you with your fat loss goals. Whole grains might not help you. Nuts, dairy, fruits are all healthy. Some of them you may need, some of them you may not, right? But you need to really be connected with yourself to understand what your individual metabolic process is, right? And the only way to do that is by actually being connected, which brings us back to the very first thing that we talked about. So spend time figuring out what works for you and what needs to go. It's very simple. If it needs to go, it's causing headaches, bloating, diarrhea, heartburn, indigestion, burping, lethargy, number one, brain fog, and is in other words, just making you not feel good, or if it's causing you to have extreme cravings, salty or sugary. All of those things are indications that whatever you just ate should never go into your body again. Once you start piecing those together, that is when the weight loss falls off, right? And it helps to have guidance, right? Somebody that's pushing you, somebody that's helping you, right? That's really how I see my clients really be able to make those shifts, because it gets confusing. I get that. So just really be in sync. Get out your journal, which brings me to something that we will be talking about. This is my trusty journal. See, I'm always writing things. I writing things all the time. I write poems. I write how I'm feeling. I get in touch all in here all the time. And if I don't, I'm like, I'm not connected, right? And it doesn't work. So you guys stop playing the weight loss game and get into the fat loss game. So if you're still sitting there and that is something that you're really focusing on, I really want you to take in what we've been talking about today, okay? Huge thing. So you guys, moving past this, we need to get into our next point. Receive tools. I want you guys to give you guys tools for weight loss success. So I feel like we've been talking about a lot of that tonight, but I'm gonna go back to this. What are some of my tools? I'm gonna give you another journal. You guys, I'm journal obsessed. Like when I actually had a friend visiting me and I was like, look at this journal. And she's like, stop with your journals. And I was like, I love me some journals. Okay, how pretty is this one? I just bought her. I like her because she folds like this. Isn't she pretty? I have to fill out my gold one first. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to why I like journaling. You guys, I want you to journal first thing in the morning because I want you to do a full mind dump. I want you to get out of here and in here. Why else? The women in my group program, I talk to them about journaling. All of my private clients, I have everybody journaling because it works. It is free. This is therapy, kids. Therapy, ladies. This is gonna get you to where you wanna be. Why? Because you're gonna be able to make connections. You cannot be on a journey to lasting fat loss. Notice how I changed that from weight loss to fat loss? I'm tricky like that. You can't get there without this. This is going to give you your personal roadmap. Oh, Letty, I can show you where to get one. I'm gonna be honest with you, Marshalls and TJ Maxx is the bomb to get journals. It's like they have every kind possible. They have ones like awesome sayings. Go there, and they're like, it's like $4.99, $3.99, $5.99. Awesome, load up. Okay, so I am a TJ Maxx girl too, from like birth till now. Okay, so what was I getting back to? Okay, I can't look in the chat box because then it spurs my ADD. Okay, so why journaling is so awesome is one, it gets you out of here, right? And it puts you back into connection, everything that I've been talking about. So gold and blue. Why else? Because like I said, you're creating a roadmap. Start to journal what foods work for you. How did eating this make you feel? What workouts are working for you? Why are you angry? What is it you're hiding from? Who are you mad at? Who aren't you using your voice with? Why are you happy today? Celebrate you. All of these things are what needs to happen because this is about building a relationship with you again. This is about honoring you. And if you take just a few minutes in the morning, this will make all the difference. Set intentions, write down gratitudes, get all that shit, excuse my language, sorry. Get all of that out of here because it's not serving you. We want to put you into a high vibrational positive space so that you can get the results that you want and feel the way that you want to feel. And the only way for you to get what you want is to be in the vibrational space of feeling positive feelings of what you want and believing that they're possible. And the only way that you can get that is by getting clear. And again, getting out of here, erasing the inner critic, telling her, no fuego, not coming in here today. And you have to be fierce with her and shut her down. I'm telling you, I had to shut myself down a lot. My friend Nicole Morrow says, cancel, clear, delete. And I sit there, I'm like, cancel, clear, delete. I do not have that thought anymore. And listen, I've been doing this work a long time. Am I like light years from where I was? Yeah. Am I perfect? No. Is anybody perfect? No. But when something negative comes in, I'm just like, no, that is not true. And I challenge it, right? Why? So if you're sitting there saying, let's use this for an example. So this is tool number 2, got our journal number 1. Oh my God, I still have the price tag. See, $5.99, TJ Maxx. Okay. So if you're sitting there and saying, you have this inner critic and she comes in, I really do want you to be fierce with her. And I want you to sit there and I want you to challenge whatever that is. If you're sitting there going, I just don't believe that I can lose weight, because that can happen, right? You've lost weight before. Why is now going to be any different? Why should you invest in yourself? Why should you invest your time or your money? Why should you try something else again? Why would this be any different? This approach that I'm talking about. Why? Because it's not a diet, but 2, because you're worth it. And 3, challenge. Why wouldn't you be able to lose weight? It is asinine, actually, to think that you, out of everybody in the world, you're the only person that God or source made that can't get the body that they want. Do you know how, it sounds crazy because it's not true. There's no way. And I know then the fear comes up, well, what if I get in my own way? Well, I'm giving you the tools to not do that. That is what this entire thing is about. Getting you your dream body, showing you the way, giving you the roadmap, and giving you the tools and the ahas and the actionable steps that are really simple. Everything we're talking about here is really simple, right? Like free therapy. And then what I'm talking about here. So write down right now, if you have a journal, write down. And if you don't, number 1, write down, I need to get a journal. And then go to number 2, right? Which is, what are my limiting beliefs around what I want? Do I believe that I can lose weight? Do I believe that this is possible for me? Does the title Get Your Dream Body in 2016, were you like, yeah, I'll just see what this chick has to say? Or were you like, okay, no, like I'm doing this. Like this is, I see it, I feel it. And it's okay if you don't, that's why I'm here. But I need you to understand where you're starting from. If you don't know where you're starting, it's really hard to get to where you want to go, right? So a big thing that I do with clients that's really helpful that I want to share with you tonight is you have to get honest with yourself. Like in the last 7 days, how many of them have you really shown up for you? How many of them have you really gone to bed feeling proud about your food choices, about moving your body? Is it 2 out of 7? If it's 7 out of 7, kudos. I tell people aim for an 80-20 rule, 80-20 rule, 5 out of 7. But, you've got to understand where you're at, because what happens so often is we've been wanting it for so long. Like, I get that. I just got chills again. Because I wanted it so bad. And it would suck like beyond measure is when you see it and you lose the weight. And then you don't even get to enjoy it because you gain it back. And you're like, oh my God, I got to enjoy that for like a week before I sabotage myself. Like you want to cry, like it's awful. And then you just feel so defeated, right? And so if anybody can relate to that, I hope if you can relate to that, what I want to say to you more than anything is this time can be different. This can be your time. This is your year. And being in that space of believing in you, I know it can be hard, but you know, I mean, my clients are in a space where like, I'll believe in them when they struggle. I mean, that's what a coach does, right? You believe in somebody when they don't believe in themselves so that they don't self-sabotage. But, you know, I know that those fears come up. And what I want to tell you to do there is, you know, that inner strength, it can come from you and you can ask for it from people around you, right? And so know that and get clear, because if you are in a space of feeling and having felt like for your whole life you've done nothing but diet, you're already exhausted. So, you know, you might not fully be showing up, but you're still sitting there like, oh God, would the weight just come off? But it's about starting to get, you have to start by getting really clear with yourself. So I kind of went off there a little bit, but you have to get clear. You have to know where you're starting to get to where you want to be. Carrie, I'm sorry to see you go. Okay, so fitness. Learn the right fitness program that can give you guaranteed results. So number one, I'm a simple girl. I don't like to complicate things. I'm not going to sit here and be like, all right, first thing in the morning, you've got to get up and you're going to do this and you're going to get to boot camp and kick your own butt. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, guaranteed results come from a workout routine that you can stick to. I encourage everyone I know to find something that they love. You have to. If you don't like the gym, now I can say this, if you're sitting there and you're just like, I am not a gym person and I've never liked the gym, is that a story that you're telling yourself? Because sometimes we need to change the story. Like I had a client, she was on one of my webinars and she called in and was just like it was hysterical because she was like, you're not going to get me to exercise. I hate exercising. Then I got her to start dancing, literally by like jumping up and down on her bed and dancing around. To now she's like running marathons and she loves working out and she feels better than ever. And, you know, so I just want you to know that if you're sitting there thinking that I can't lose weight that I don't like the gym and this and that, get clear on, is it just a limiting belief? Because I have another girl in my group who I love, and she was like, Melissa, I always hated running, but I decided to set an intention that workouts would be fun for me this year. Because we did this thing in my group program where we, coming on the new year, everybody got a theme. We got into what is your theme for the year and what is your attribute to keep you on board. She's like, my theme is play. So everything's been around play. She's like, oh my God, and she had a big aha today about, you know, I went running today and oh my God, like it was the first time, like she's always loved yoga. She's a big yogi, but she's like, I actually like looked forward to the gym and running. And she's like, I've never had that before. And it was all because of her intention. So you guys, we can shift so much with our minds, I'm telling you. But so fitness, the number one way to do anything is to find something that you love. How do you do that? It does not need to cost a lot of money. If you're sitting there, I just helped another woman that was like, well, I don't have money for the gym right now. And I was like, get on Groupon. They do all of these like $30 for like a month unlimited classes or this and that. There are always ways. There are things that you can do, okay? Signing up, right? Like training for a marathon. That's amazing, Cindy. Like doing those things, get yourself in challenges, get an accountability partner. Compound movements and strength training, women shy away from strength training. They love doing cardio rats. We're like, let me just sit on the elliptical. I'm going to read a book. I might talk to somebody. Ladies, it's not doing anything. I love that you're out there, but if you're really wanting to see a change, now if you love that and you do that every day, but also recognize that you have to test your body. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. Your body gets used to any workout program after 4 weeks. So you either have to increase your intensity or do something different, but you can't continue at the same rate, okay? So what I really want to tell you is I don't want you to do things that you don't love. So if you're doing a workout right now that you don't enjoy, you are not going to want to do it. If you're like signed up for some challenge and you despise it, if you're doing something and you're like, I could do this for 2 more weeks, and then you're never going to want to do it again, then why do that? You need to find something that you're going to want to do 3 months from now, 3 years from now, something that lights you up, right? Like I talked about my client earlier, I gave her the name Stephanie. She dances every morning for 30 minutes. Why? Because she loves it, right? You only get up and do something you love, right, every day because you love it. So I don't want you to be in that space where it's like, keep going, push through, grind, grind, grind. I want it to be something that lights you up. So there is a better approach. And what I can say for you that honestly, research shows that cross-training is best. Why do I like this for women? I like it because, one, we never get bored. What is cross-training? It just means you're trying a multitude of different exercises. So one day you might go for a run. The next day you're going to do Zumba. The next day you're going to try yoga. The next day you're going to do Pilates. The next day you'll do strength training. Strength training I absolutely love for changing the composition of a woman's body. So if you are aging and you're noticing that your stomach is different and you're carrying weight in your thighs and your hips and you never did, and now it's all, you know, you're rounder, and that is because your body composition does change. The way to combat this, to build lean muscle, to keep your density of your bones going, is through strength training, right? It does not need to be a big thing, but strength training is fantastic, right? Also, just finding what works for you. Adding in weights is needed with cross-training. That honestly is the #1 thing. If you can get into that type of routine of cross-training, which means you're doing cardio and then strength, you are set. Does not need to be something that's crazy, but it will help you. Okay, so other things that I want to tell you guys, and I know that we're at 7 o'clock, but I just wanted to help you to understand. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. Is this helpful? If this is helpful for you, let me know. And also, I love always knowing what your favorite piece is that I'm talking about, and if there's anything else that you want me to be speaking to. So what are some weight loss mindset techniques to help curb cravings and end self-sabotage? One, you guys, you have to control your fear. Steer the fear. I like saying things that rhyme. I don't know. Steer the fear. Okay. So you guys, this blame and expectation and judgment and, oh my God, I did it again. And oh my God, I'm so bad. I have no willpower. I just can't control myself. What's wrong with me? Why can't I lose weight? It's like victim mode. It is just this like love zapping energy that is, oh, I'm so happy. Okay. Oh, you guys, you light me up. It's this love zapping energy, and that is the opposite. Hear this. I say this all the time, and I freaking love this. The path to feeling good never feels bad. Stop doing what feels bad and following it and thinking that that's going to lead you to something that's going to feel good. If it feels bad, it's not right. If it brings up negative thoughts, it's not right. I really want you to hear that. If you are eating in a way that does not feel good, please stop. If you are moving in a way that does not feel good, please stop. If you are thinking thoughts that do not feel good, please stop. Weight loss is not meant to be hard. Life is not meant to be hard. None of this is. If you look at anything in your life that has happened with ease and joy and flow, and you're like, I don't know, it just kind of happened, but it was amazing. That's because that's how life's supposed to happen. And what really happened was you wanted something, you felt the feeling of wanting it, combined with the feeling that you believed it was possible, and then you got it. See how that works, that little magic recipe? This is the power of intention. The power of intention. It's not meant to be hard. We have a belief, especially women, that to lose weight, it has to feel hard. You have to deprive, you have to struggle, you have to push yourself, grind it out in the gym. You need to be in an all-out sweat. It can't just be fun. It can't just feel really sexy and good. No, you can't just eat what you want. You would eat everything in sight. No, you wouldn't. What makes you eat everything in sight is the fact that you never let yourself eat what you want. So then when you actually give yourself the permission or rebel against yourself, which is all in my book, Eat Right for Your Archetype, the rebel, right, personality is, or archetype, then you binge. And then you think, oh, I can't control myself around those foods. No, you could control yourself if you allowed yourself them. But since you never allow yourself, it's like telling a child that they can't have soda. What do? They ask, can I have soda? No. Can I have soda? No. Can I have soda? No. What do they end up running and going to their friend's house and having? Soda. What do they end up having a problem with the rest of their lives? Their love of soda. Why? Because you made it off limits. It's the same thing. We are children inside. It's the same thing with you as an adult. Put it off limits and you're going to want it. I just had a client, I told her before the holidays, I go, I do not want you, we started working together, and I go, well, no, we're a few months in, and I go, I know where you're at right now, and if you make sweets off limits at the holidays, you will binge. I said, please give yourself permission. Well, she did not listen to me. And she gave herself permission with regular food, but her big thing is trigger are sweets. She did not listen to me. She put them all off limits. She binged for like 5 days straight. And she was like, Melissa, I don't know what's wrong with me, right? Like SOS call. And I was like, you did the very thing that we talked about. Your subconscious mind does not understand when you put things off limits. What it hears you saying is, I am having this, I am having that. Does not understand what you're saying. And what does it do? You will literally eat the cake until you cannot eat anymore. Okay? So every time that you guys are sitting there going, I'm just going to avoid this food. I'm just not going to have it in my house. I'm just not going to do this. You're making it in a space where it's like putting it on a pedestal of like when you can have it, it's like, oh, and then you can't control yourself. Okay? So really pay attention to that. Ask yourself, how is that serving you? So I have another client, and oh my God, I have all these client stories tonight. Okay, I love it. It's like, it's so good because then you guys can see what's possible. So another one of my clients in my group program, Healthy, Hot, and Happy for Life, she's like, Melissa, you know, and she posted today and she was like, cheesecake. You know, this was one of those things, and she had this big aha where she recognized that like when she is stressed, she eats. When she has to have uncomfortable conversations, she eats. When she's tired, she eats. So it was a total coping mechanism. And through this awareness, she was able, it was actually around cheesecake, she was able to just not have the cheesecake and really recognize that that her cheesecake was just like, if I have this cheesecake, am I going to be closer to my goal or further? How is this serving me? And started to really put into action the things that we do in the group. And because of that, she was super proud of herself. She had this big aha. She didn't have the cheesecake, and she's empowered around food, and she's in control of her choices and of her weight and of her body. What do you think that's going to result in? Bam, that's going to result in weight loss. It's going to result in feeling good, right? Because it's the actual act of eating the cheesecake that makes you feel awful about yourself. And it just solidifies all of the limiting beliefs, the belief that you're not enough, that you're not deserving, that you're unworthy. And it just goes, see, you're right. It tells that ego side of you, the inner critic, it validates it and says, yes, it's right. And it's not. It's not. I need you to be fierce with her and shut her up. Okay. So other just simple tactical things with sugar cravings. If you have a tablespoon of coconut oil before each meal, you will not only will it suppress your appetite, give you enhanced energy, help with fat loss, but it's also going to curb sugar cravings. Having a green juice first thing in the morning without fruit in it is also going to help to alkaline the body. Lemon water first thing in the morning and throughout your day is also going to help, as is mint and cinnamon tea, as are the supplements, glutamine powder, and chromium picolinate. So just 250 milligrams, and then the serving of the glutamine powder before each meal also helps with that, about 30 minutes before. So again, don't put anything off limits. Steer the fear and release judgment on yourself and get out of victim mode. the victim, the woe is me, I can't lose weight, this is hard, it's a struggle. It's not. And the more that you say that, you're reiterating it, and the universe is responding and making it really difficult. I want to close with this. The path to feeling good never feels bad. From now on, ask yourself, am I doing what feels good, or does it feel bad? And if it feels bad, course correct it. All right? Okay. So most importantly, you guys, yes, coconut oil. So what I really want to tell you guys is I'm so dedicated to this. And you know how generous I am with my time and with the information that I have. And for everybody on this call tonight, you guys, I am offering you Get Your Dream Body, a 20-minute coaching session with me. Those of you that have coached with me before in these 20-minute sessions know what I can do, right? I'm like a Jedi mind trick you. So I am about getting to the core of your limiting beliefs. I use my intuitive abilities to understand that and actually break through that rather quickly with you. And then we talk about what needs to happen to get you to where you want to be. Okay? That is first and foremost. So if you want one of these sessions, I only have 2 days available, and I'm only offering so many time slots. I think it's like 10. Because honestly, I just don't have room in my schedule. And I'm even, one of these days is I think on a Sunday. That's like how committed I am to you. I'm giving up part of my Sunday. And I live for my weekends, but I actually live for your success. That's why I started doing this work, okay? You are my passion project. I myself am my passion project. My mission is to light the light in you, so you light the light in every woman in your life. And so that you set that example for your daughters, for your mothers, for your friends, for your sisters. Because I truly believe that we can change the world when we step into the super women that we are, into our superpowers. And that only happens when we're lit up. Because right now, the fixation on your weight, that's what you're fixated on. And I need you to see how beautiful and incredible you are, because you are. So if you want to get your dream body session in 2016, then hop on it. Joni's going to post a link, and you're going to receive an email from me as well. Again, there are limited sessions. Sign up, grab the one that you can. Do not miss it. If you are not committed, and you guys, I really want to say this, and I say this with so much love. If you're really not committed and you're not going to show up, do the other women a favor and don't sign up. I want people that are really serious and that are ready for weight loss and that are actually committed to showing up, because I'm taking my time too. And I ask that you respect that. And again, said with so much love. So sign up. I encourage you all to sign up. I'm not meaning to scare you off. Joni just posted the link, but I really want you to be serious, because if you really want this, then ask yourself, how committed are you? Because it's that commitment to showing up. That's you right now. And I want to honor that with this beautiful gift. So you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to try to read through some of this. Why don't you do this? If you have a question for me, post it now, because there's quite a bit of a thread that went on. And yeah, Erin, I was a total emotional eater. Letty, I'm so glad you connected with the disconnection that happens. Okay, if you haven't looked at yourself naked in the mirror, that's something that you have to start doing. You have to. I mean, get in the morning, look at yourself, look you up and down. If it brings tears, if it brings laughter, if it makes you angry, if you want to stop doing it, that is where you have to start, love. It has to start there. You have to love you. Nobody else is going to do it. And what happens is we seek love and acceptance and approval from everything outside of us and from a partner, when the truth is all we've ever really sought it from is within ourselves. And the fact that we haven't been able to receive it yet is the very thing that drives us to food. And food can never give you the love that you seek from yourself. Okay? All right. Dating for the first time since menopause week, and so embarrassed. Joe, don't be embarrassed. First off, just so you know, one, any man is lucky to be with you. Two, Any man that gets a girl naked, they're just so impressed with themselves and fascinated by the female body and are in love with it in all of its forms. I can tell you that they're sitting there just in awe of the fact that they actually have you in front of them and that you're naked. So know that. I mean, this is truth. Trust me, I've talked with many men about this. This is very true. The next thing that I want to say to you is, this is about acceptance. You've got to accept where you are and know where you're going. How much weight do you want to lose? Let's do it. Let's get you there, right? Let's start now. Why hide? Let's do it. No time better than now. The other thing that I'm going to tell you is don't be embarrassed. And when we're talking about being in your body in that way, truly, you guys, we're our own worst critic. We are our own worst critic. They are not seeing what we're seeing. They are just sitting there in awe of the female form. I'm telling you. Kay, I'm glad you could relate. Tears are actually, I mean, that's the most powerful form of healing. So absolutely beautiful. Letty, same thing. Tara, I'm so glad you got chills too. I don't know what I am getting from being stuck. I can help you with that. Kalia, I hope I'm saying your name right. I can help you with that, love. Sign up for a call. I'll get you unstuck. Don't you worry. Sharon, you don't know either. Sign up. Let's do it. Hormones, gain 20 pounds. I know hormones can be a real bitch. But there's a lot of things that you can do, that we can do to help counter that. So sign up for a call so we can go deeper on that, so I can understand what's going on with your hormones and really get into the medical side of that and different holistic things that we can do. Anger towards your body, that's, Cindy, that's about really making peace. And we've got to get to the root of why are you angry and start to heal that. That is some deeper work, right? So sign up for a call, make the time. Truly, if you're committed, make the time for the phone call with me and I'll help you. Sharon, same thing. Okay. Joni, organic brownies. They're still brownies. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. Better than a regular brownie, but they're still brownies. Yep. Don't believe in diets. Don't believe in deprivation. Hashimoto's, help you with that. Yes, I love olive oil too. Love it. Okay. I'm trying to go up here. Am I missing anything? Journal envy. Wait, I'm trying to speed through. Carrie, I'm so sorry you had to leave. All right. Joni's going to email the link. It's also there, Clea, if you see it. Carol, I'm so glad that you enjoyed this. More examples of intention. Okay, wait. I want to make sure I'm getting these. Can you give more examples of intention? So intention setting, Sharon, is being really clear. What do you want to feel that day? I often set an intention of, today I want to experience ease and grace, and I want everything to flow for me. I want, you know, if I'm nervous about something, I find ease is always a part of my day because I want things to feel easy, inspired. What do you want to experience that day? My intention is to rock my workout. I'll set different intentions based on a segment. So if I get up and I'm like, okay, like the other day when I did that TV segment on San Diego Live for Making Over Your Morning, I went into it and I was like, my intention is to rock this segment, this TV segment, to show up in my full form and to be my best self and to just bring my A game. And then afterwards, I was like, my intention is to really push myself in my workout, to give it everything I've got, to be fully present in yoga, to stretch further, to go, you know, like, so I will segment it, but make your intentions about you. How do you want to feel? What do you want to experience? And you'll find that the more that you set those intentions, the more it happens. Okay. I'm not seeing any other questions. I don't understand the supplements though. Carol, I don't know what you're referring to. The supplements for the sugar cravings. Glutamine powder helps. It's a all natural supplement that you can buy. Metagenics has a great one. Chromium picolinate, it's just proven to help curb sugar cravings. So if you take 250 milligrams daily, that helps. So I hope that answers your questions. And on that note, ladies, I am going to say goodnight. Okay, so this was incredible. I loved being with all of you. Thank you so much for spending your night with me, and have a beautiful night. And I'm just honored and blessed to be among you. Namaste.